Hello, and welcome back, my little human. I'm actually sitting in my lounge right now, waiting for a very special guest, King Frian. He has a story about nutrition, but not just about nutrition, a story on mistakes and determination in admitting when we are wrong. How to look at the other side of things, and not just to dismiss people's ideas, no matter what we think is right or wrong. Here he comes now. Please come in. All right. King Frian, it is all yours. Please tell us a little bit about yourself. Then tell us your story. Little humans, I hope you enjoy. Here is my good friend, King Frian. I am King Frian, and I am going to tell you a story. But first, a little bit about me. I am the leader of the world. I have no official power, but I am respected by all. I make mistakes all of the time as a leader, but I own them and I work through them. Like this time that, let me just tell you the whole story from the beginning. Well, one day I was in my cozy treetop house, cooking and cleaning my schedule, and I was getting my schedule done for the week, when Mama Panda came in with a face that made me immediately look and just stop what I was doing. Her face was full with worry and fear. And she said, "Excuse me, King Frian, I need your help. My son will not eat his bamboo." I simply said, "Then feed him something else." "We have nothing else," she said. "We have to eat bamboo. I have went to the king of my area, and he told me that it is not his problem." "All right, ma'am, I will help you, but you have to give me some time." Mama Panda said, "I will, but please hurry." She returned home to her home deep in Bear Forest, in the Panda region. Not just pandas live here, but that is a name it was given years and years ago. She lives there with her one little miracle baby, but all the babies of the village call her Mama. In fact, everybody in the village calls her Mama Panda. She is the most loving creature and sweetest being you will ever have met. And she tried her hardest to keep the pandas eating bamboo every day. The more and more she tried, the more and more the trend spread. Baby, she raised herself going on hungry. Night after night, Mama Panda cried. She tried so hard, and the more she tried, the more she cried. She cried so loud the whole village could hear her. Not for a second, though, did Mama Panda lose hope in herself. But she knew she needed King Frian's help. Me, of course. She tried everything she could. She tried everything she could. To Mama Panda, the days were weeks. The weeks were years. It took me 2 whole weeks. For me, it seemed like minutes. As soon as I finished all of my tasks, I went to look for Mama Panda. I ran for miles and miles through woods and across deserts, retracing the treacherous steps Mama Panda crossed to get to me. When I got to Panda Woods, I found Mama Panda. She was crying and crying and crying. "Mama Panda, what's wrong?" I said. "I tried everything," she said. "He simply won't eat." I'm here, and I will take care of all of this." I thought that I knew exactly how to handle this, and I was ready to give it my all. And as I did not know, it got worse. Way worse. "Mama Panda, I know that you tried your best." I did, she said. "They simply continue to not eat their bamboo." "I see that, Mama Panda, and I will put an end to it, if it is the last thing that I do." "I am so sorry that it took me so long. I had a list of things that I had to do. I thought this could wait just a few days, and it would just go away." Mama started to cry, and cry some more. "I wish it were that simple," she said. My baby Polka will not eat. I tried everything, and whenever I see him, he gets thinner and thinner. He hasn't eaten for weeks, and you have to eat for weeks and weeks just to catch back up. I am here to help, I told her. I will fix my mistake. Little did I know, this little mistake was the littlest mistake I will have made in this whole journey. But I was prepared to conquer this task and come out victorious. I went to the highest point in Panda Woods. I ran to the top, and I reached to the depths of my soul, and I gave the biggest grrr I could muster after a long journey there. All the pandas turned and looked. I need all the panda cubs here, I said with great confidence. They all came running as fast as their stubbly little paws could carry them, and they gathered around the bottom of the rock. When they all got there, I reached deeper than ever before, and I growled. I need the bravest, strongest, and fittest panda cub for a special mission. I need you to come with me. We are going on a mission. A mission to hunt the food you seek to eat. This journey will be hard, and if we are lucky, I will make it back. If we are super lucky, then you will make it back as well. What I did not mean this was my plan this was just my plan to scare them and to get them to go back and eat bamboo again. If you are able to succeed, I said, you can eat anything you want, and you can teach the others to catch it as well if you would like. But if you do not succeed, I said, every panda bear will be going back to eating bamboo immediately. Any panda that does not go now must return to eating bamboo immediately until the lucky panda that chooses to go with me returns. Now, I figured every panda would be so scared that they would just go back to eating bamboo, and lots of it. Unfortunately, this is not what happened. The 147 baby pandas gathered in their high point looked at each other and all in unison, without saying a word, agreed, and all stepped back. Without a single word, they were in agreement. All but one. Baby Panda Polka actually took one stubbly paw step forward. She huffed and she puffed her way all the way to the top. One sticky paw after another sticky paw. At least it seemed. I started this revolution, and I am ready to defend it. Now I must say, I was surprised she was so bold and ready to get into something she had no idea she was getting herself into. But I could not show it. She had confidence, motivation, leadership, and pride. All the qualities I'm usually filled with. But right now, in this very moment, all I had inside of me was butterflies. After the butterflies filled my stomach, they filled my heart, they filled my mouth, and they filled my head. I didn't plan for this next step. I didn't think that there would be a next step. When I spoke at last, all I could say was, "We leave at dawn." Polka bowed to me, which made me laugh, because on her stubbly little paws, she did not have far to bow. So when she bowed, she bumped her head on the ground and dirtied her pretty white fur. I dismissed her, and she did not take the easy way back. She went down the rocks. Her friends surrounded her and were excited. I walked down, paw after paw, pondering what I had just did. I now not only had to take the baby panda to the dangerous wild-filled places with who knows what, but I have to take Mama's only miracle baby to the dangerous wild. I walked to a nice shaded spot, and I thunk, and I thunk, and I thunk some more. Until I was wakened, than none other than Polka. My heart racing faster than Lightning McQueen in the Piston Cup. I jumped to my feet, and I said with my most confident voice I could muster, "Follow me." She followed step by step. She mimicked me breath by breath. When I slowed, she slowed. When I sped up, she sped up. When I hopped, she hopped. When I bounded, well, let's just say her hardest Mother Nature gave her all she did, all her different gifts, but she did not bound. I had came up with a plan. I would take her to teach her how to grow, how to fish, and how to hunt. And when she found out all the hard work it was to plant, the tediousness of fishing, and the dangerousness of hunting, she would go right back to bamboo. I led her out of the village on this rounding trail. We walked for miles, over fallen trees and through stark, scary caves. And when we came to a clearing, miles and for miles, she followed, paw after paw. I walked to the middle of the clearing, and I said, "Baby Polka, this is a perfect clearing for crops. First, we have to till the ground, then find seeds. And of course, once you have found a nice clearing like this, you of course can't live that far away, or else people will just take what they want. When it grows, that is just a way of life." "Please excuse me, sir, when I say please show me," said Polka to me. "If I have learned nothing else from you in reading your stories, I know your number one trait is leadership through respect." "I do teach them, Baby Polka," I said, "but this is not leadership. This is hard work." "Please show me, King," she said. Paw by paw, we dug up the ground to get it ready for planting. Then we walked more miles, all around the forest, over stubs, over trees, over damp swamps and spider webs, and we looked for seeds. We walked for miles and miles to find just a few seeds that we could plant. Then we walked for miles and miles back. And right before night, we got back. It seemed Baby Polka sweat off all her white that day, because by nighttime, she was just black. "Come to me," I told her, "and lay right here. Do you see how hard this is? Some years you may have good crops. Some years you will have bad. It is a chance that you will take. And if everything goes perfect, then you will produce enough food for you and your mama." Before I finished, I heard a loud snore come from Polka. She had a long, long day. Get up. I have more learning to do," said Polka. "Oh, man," is what I said, in a very groggy voice. I hadn't been able to sleep well, because I did not want anything to happen to Polka. "While you were sleeping," she said, "I have advised a plan. I will have my friend build machinery to make this all faster. He will build a place to store it and a way to haul it. But until then, I will use 12 of my followers to plant the field. I will use 10 followers to guard it round the clock, 3 per shift, and a standby for big intrusions. I will manage the whole operation to make sure all goes smooth." I was taken back. I was astounded and more worried. Even my backup plan was not going to work. But I quickly shook that out of my head because I was confident I could make this work. I nodded my head without leaving eye contact, and I said, "That sounds like an awesome plan. But even if all that is done, well, Mother Nature determines what we reap at the end of the season, not us. We must continue. The next way you use to collect enough food to feed your whole village. We walked for miles and miles and miles to the best river I knew you could catch the best fish. We walked through a dark, dark forest and a hot, hot desert. Even though there was tons closer, this is the best spot and the only hope to get all the food you would need. You see, you will have to walk for miles, but this is no worries for a panda like you, right, Polka? My mouth dropped when she said, "Of course not. I would have my friend build a cart to carry the fish back. I will have a follower to build a net. I will have a follower to hold this side as I swim across to the other side to hold a net on that side. We will catch them as they come through. And I'll have 2 followers collect them, and through using the cart, they will take them home to the rest of the village." She had done it again, and with that amount of followers, she had both tasks were possible to do. I had to think fast. I promise you, I was not trying to trick her. I was trying to do what I knew was best, to talk her in to eating bamboo. That's a good plan, Polka, but there are slow seasons for fish, and so this will not be enough to feed you, let alone all of your followers. Let's continue on to the next thing I would like to show you. This had to be the best. This had to be the scariest, I thought to myself. I had to convince her this was not going to work. So I took her hunting. First, I took her hunting for mice. I said, "Follow as I do," and she did. Paw for paw. When I sped, she sped. When I slowed, she slowed. When I crawled, she crawled. When I prowled, she waddled. We caught mice all day. By the end of the day, we only caught 9. Polka was pleased, but I then explained this is not enough for you to cover the calories it took to catch him. She said, "You're right, King Frian. Is there anything else we can hunt?" "There sure is, my cub. Do you think you can take on a lion, a tiger, a cheetah?" "No, King," she said, disappointed. "Do you think you could get your followers to help you take down a lion, a tiger, a cheetah?" Without an answer, she started to cry. I had broken her, but I didn't feel good about it. I actually felt worse. Butterflies filled my arms, my legs, and my swish, poof, ball tail. That night she cried. She cried, just like her mama. That night I did not sleep at all. I waited for her to get up, first thing in the morning, like she had every single day I have known her. She did not. I waited till afternoon. I waited till night. Nothing. I let her sleep all day long until the next. When it became dark, I lay down beside her and I said, "Polka, you are a strong and smart panda. The strongest, bravest, and smartest I have ever seen. You are the pure example of a leader. I deeply apologize for thinking that I knew what was right. I am sorry for not having an open mind. I am sorry for doubting you. You are destined for great things, and if you bless me with the chance to guide you, I would be the one honored. I could learn a lot from you, Polka." Polka did not say a word, and eventually I drifted to sleep mid-sentence. To my amazement, when I woke up, before the sun, Polka was already up, yelling, "Let's go, sleepyhead! You can sleep when you die!" A huge smile jumped to my face, and I ran to catch up. I had to run full speed to keep up with her little legs that were only 6 inches long. and she led the way all the way home. When we arrived, all the mamas looked at me, and all I could do was look at the muddy floor. She climbed to the top of High Point, and she called to her followers. They come from everywhere. They came from the trees. They came from the ground. They came from places I don't even know where. She looked at me for approval, and I gave her a proud nod. She stood on the stand, and this is what she said. My journey was long, but it was fun. I have learned a lot. 2 days ago, I did not know where to plant food. Now I know. 2 days ago, I did not know how to fish. Where to fish? Today I do. Hunting is something we will not do, but I have advised ways to make the first 2 produce enough food for all of us. And we shall be so grateful to King. I held nothing against him, and all of you will not either. You will not question. You will just follow. If any questions arise, I would be grateful to answer them. But please hold them for after the meeting. Without making eye contact with anybody, I climbed to the top. Did I fail Mama Panda? Did I fail Polka? Did I fail myself? I got to the top and I made eye contact with Mama Panda, and she started to cry again. Listen, parents, I must explain myself, I said. But first, I have to apologize. Mostly to Polka, but not only to Polka, but to all of the babies here. All of us adults owe them an apology, especially this special one you see here before you. I will be the first to admit to all of you because I am ashamed of myself. I doubted the young. I demeaned their intelligence. I trotted on their bravery and trampled on their integrity. For that, I am sorry. All these youngins wanted to do was to find a balanced diet. And they looked for us for support. We pushed the ideas down and stomped on it because it was not traditional. I understand that all we want is just the best, but we have to be ready to listen to reason. I have now given Polka the tools. I have given her the tools to make sure that her whole village is healthy. That your guys' whole village is healthy. So that you may now live on a balanced diet. But I could not give you the one essential tool. And that is your very own Polka. I cannot give you what she possesses. She has brain. She has the brawn. And most definitely the leadership to truly bring healthier living to all of you. Polka, I must thank you in front of everybody for helping me. This is a story I will tell again and again. And as you can tell, I haven't stopped telling it. Well, thank you, Doctor, for letting me tell the story. The story that taught me lots of things that I would never expected to learn. About not only nutrition, but also about true leadership. I hope you let me come back because I have tons of more stories to tell. Of course. Anytime. I think nutrition is very important, and we will be diving right into this. So thank you for your help. So please have a seat and have some H2 also good and some positivity, and I will be right over. Thank you, little human, for coming back today. I really appreciate it. And don't you know that you just fill it my time, and I just love it and I enjoy it. And thank you so much. I hope you keep this story in mind, and you make sure that you do not only stand up for what you believe in, that you have done the research in, that is the key point here, but also The true root of the story that you should always eat a balanced diet and to make sure you are always able to be strong and healthy through fitness and nutrition, of course. Please have a very good night, and I will see you next time. Well, hear you next time. But remember, our journey will be long, our journey will be fun. We will always keep improving every single day. Thank you, little human, for everything that you do for me.